Rising, everyone. I hope you guys are doing well. You're having a great start to your day. So, fair warning, this may be a little bit lengthy. It's a year in review. So, I want to provide some examples for the theme that I had for this year that will allow you to really just grasp the concept of what the theme was. And then also understand that when you put things out into the atmosphere, how they can come back to you in ways that you may anticipate and also in ways that you may not anticipate. But I want you to understand that, all of this is for your greater good, right? If you put it out there like you want a lesson to learn or you want a character trait to acquire, it's not going to always be rainbows and skittles. Sometimes there's some actual rain. There's some hurricanes. There's some tornadoes. All in all, it is for your greater good. So I want to jump right into the theme that was for 2024, which is fruit inspection. Look, let's put it real simple as a visual, and I think that will help you understand exactly what I'm speaking about. For some of you, you'll already automatically know if you read your Bible. It says you will know them by their fruit. But for my visual people, imagine going into the market and picking up some fruit. Now, you don't just put fruit willy-nilly in your basket. You actually pick it up, you inspect it, right? You look for any kind of defaults, whether it's bruised, rotten, cuts, potential holes that might, I don't know, have like maybe a worm that went into it, some type of insect, but all to say that you inspect your fruit before you put it in your basket because your expectation is to have the best of the best of the best. So when you think of people and your environment and the type of existence that you want to have, you more or less, everybody wants to have a harmonious existence. I don't think anybody wakes up saying, let me surround myself with bad people. Right? But look, life and circumstances create the environment that we're in, and really it is our responsibility to rise above that. And sometimes we have to go through a little bit of hardship in order to appreciate the rise and the proverbial finish line of our race. So with that said, I asked God to show me who the people in my life currently are, and those who will come in throughout the course of the year and moving forward, who they truly are, and show me in a way where I have no choice but to believe them. um, and just to give you a quick background, the reason I was asking for that specifically this year has a lot to do with the fact that I'm in business for myself. And so when you're in business for yourself, you want to align with people who have your best interests at heart or who know how to have a mutual interest that benefits everyone. People who really want to see you win, not just say they want to see you win, but show you that they want you to win and that they want to share their knowledge with you. They want to help you in whatever capacity they can. Versus those who are there to throw you off your path, dangle distractions, or just flat out try to snuff you out. I need to see it all. I need to see it all. I need to see it all. And I definitely needed to see it now due to the fact that I'm working for myself. So with that, God has a way for me. I don't know about you, but anytime I ask him for something, he's like, oh yeah, here. Pretty much right away. So at the top of the year, boom, had an incident and a situation with someone that I believed, was there for my greater good, but realizing that, what, whether it's the season or just flat out, that person is not for me based on whatever they're going through or what part of their life they're in. Either way, it is of no consequence to me, but I realized that they were not for me. Anytime that you can pop off at somebody and feel no conviction, it's a clear indicator that you do not care about that person. I don't care how many times you tell them that you love them and you want, and even deep down, you may want to love them, but your true self comes out showing that you don't care. All right, let's take a quick sidebar and talk about personal conviction, because I feel like this is something that's completely overlooked, and it's usually one of the first indicators in letting you know whether or not someone actually cares about you. So when we talk about conviction, it's our spirit letting us know that something just ain't right. Once we've had a confrontation with someone that we claim to care about, if we genuinely care about them, we will feel some type of conviction within our hearts. And out of that conviction, one of three things or all three things can happen, all depending on the situation at hand. But we come back to the table for clarity and context, because sometimes when we get into a heated exchange, we're all in our feels, and so we can be tunnel vision a little bit and see only our side of the situation. It happens, we're human. But we come back to the table to bring clarity and context to a situation, maybe to expand on certain things that were said in order for the other party to fully take in what the interpretation of those words meant. That's one. Number two can be an apology. Whether offered or received, an apology may be owed. Again, given the situation. And then number three is to come to a happy medium, which means we can agree to disagree. I have my ideas, you have your ideas. We really can't find the common ground in that, but we respect each other enough to say, you know what? I don't agree with what you said, but at the end of the day, I don't want our relationship to be, hampered on or damaged because, we couldn't agree to disagree. Again, these are things that happen every day. So when you get into a situation with someone whose pride doesn't allow them to exercise one of those three solutions, it's a clear indicator that that person doesn't care about you as much as they say they do. And I don't want you to start creating excuses for it. I don't want you justifying it whatsoever. See it for what it is. And I know for some of you that may hurt given who you're dealing with, but at the end of the day, which hurt do you want to go through more? The hurt of losing someone or the hurt of a repeated pattern? Because trust and believe, if they've done this to you already, they'll do it to you again, and they've done it to others. So see it for what it's worth. And I know it sucks. And I know that you've invested a lot into this connection, a lot into this relationship. But when you realize it's not paying dividends, it's not paying dividends. Cash out. So for me, whenever I see this, it's a red flag. What's an even bigger red flag is when you can go through all of that and that person comes back around and acts as though nothing has happened, nothing has occurred, even tries to joke and talk to you as though things are sweet. Big red flag. I would dare to say this is dipping into narcissism. I've dealt with narcissistic people before. I've been raised by a narcissistic person. I know what it's all about. So whenever someone comes back around and completely ignores what has happened, but though you and that person are so close, see that as a red flag. Especially if they love bomb you. They come back around, oh, this is my person, this is my friend, I love them, da 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 da. Really? You love them, but you can't come back to the table to have a conversation to reach a happy medium somehow. How does that make sense? So realize that when people do this, what they're testing is your ability to stand up for yourself. They see you as weak. And they see you as weak because maybe people like you are weak, have been weak, and they've been able to get away with that. And so at the end of the day, you've got a choice to make. You can either continue with this and then really it is on you, or you can recognize it for what it is. Walk away peacefully and quietly. You don't got to have a knockout, drag out affair. You don't have to make an announcement. Know that these are the type of individuals that you cut off. Now, throughout the year, I've spoken about people and limiting access and whatnot, but this type of behavior, you cut this off because these people do not value relationships. They may pretend and project as though they do, but they do not. Because the moment that you stop agreeing with them is the moment they have no use for you. And real relationships don't play out like that. Yes, we can encounter disagreements. Yes, we can have confrontations. But people who truly love each other come back to the table to find some resolution. And let me be clear. If that person doesn't love you or doesn't, respect or value the relationship that you have with them, the connection that you have with them, that is okay. Because at the end of the day, not everyone is for you, and that's fine. But recognize for yourself, never mind what they're doing, for you, that if you ever encounter a situation like that with another person or with a group of people, that is not your tribe. So you can walk away peacefully. You don't have to say nothing nasty to anybody or make some, I'ma get y'all. Leave peacefully with the love of God in your heart and move on. Because there are actual people out there who value connections, who value relationships, and are very clear on the type of relationship that they want to have with you. And they will show you, not just tell you, they will show you. So you will know them by their fruit. All right, so that was the not so pretty side of 2024. And I felt it was important for us to start with that because we need to recognize the red flags more. I find a lot of times we create excuses for ourselves. Sometimes we don't want to see things for what they actually are because either we have tunnel vision or we're afraid to step out on our own. And so it was important for me to see people's fruit in order to continue this journey that I'm on, because I don't want any more setbacks. I don't want any more distractions. I don't want to be around people who are going to try to delay me from what it is I'm trying to achieve. So it was important for me this year to really discover that part. But let's talk about some of the positive things that have happened this year as well. I've met 2 public figures this year and really got to interact one-on-one with them. I realized that I have so much more potential in the bag. So I'm really excited about fulfilling that potential. I've met some incredible people all through this year, really from January till now. I've met amazing people. I'm noticing that my online presence is increasing and people are really gravitating towards, my message, my brand that I'm trying to develop and all the great things that are happening around that. So I've learned quite a bit, some in the not so pretty way, but some in an amazing way. I've been taking risks that I've never would have taken had I not had this type of exposure to, certain people and certain experiences. So all in all, this year has been blessed. Don't get me wrong. I'm the type of individual that is going to even take negative situations and find the positive out of it or find the lesson out of it in order for me to grow and evolve and become the woman that I'm meant to be. So I didn't want to leave this on a sour note or anything like that, but just for you guys to take time to evaluate your year and see what are some of the lessons that you've learned, and what are some of the highlights of your year. Celebrate them all. Celebrate them all, because now moving into 2025, you have something to look forward to. You have something to achieve, something to work on, maybe even a theme that you want to create for yourself to help you build and evolve and continue on this journey in the pursuit of purpose. Because this is what it was all about for me. It's continuously pursuing my purpose. And so with that, I'm going to end this off here. I mean, I could talk about more and more things, but I just wanted to give you a small synopsis of what the year was like for me based on the theme that I chose for this year. 2025 is going to be aim high and rise in 2025. So we've experienced some fruit inspection. We've, got a little few bumps along the road, but now moving into 2025, we are shooting for the moon and beyond. And so I hope that you come on this ride with me. I hope that you continue to evolve and expand and find little nuggets in these videos that I've provided for your own personal journey, helping you elevate to the next level. So with that, that's 2024 for me. Like I said, I know there's only 5 more weeks left, so there's still a lot of things that can happen. But for now, this is my 2024 recap, and I hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, take care. Peace.